Hey there, welcome to part 2 of this mission. What we're doing is barging into the Baltics, and the Soviets and their allies are having none of it. So what is happening here is we have Texas and Arkansas. These two ships are escorted by Aquila and Gemini, both of the very fast attack boat type, known as Pegasus. Top speed 48 knots, carrying a couple of harpoons. These guys can definitely strike unexpectedly and then run away very quickly, which is also their only defense. Now, what I've done so far is eliminate a whole slew of OSAs. I have lost a couple of my own aircraft trying to chase down enemy aircraft, and thankfully all aircraft so far have been eliminated. None of my ships so far have been hit. We are, however, not done yet, because our objective is over there, and in order to get there, we first have to eliminate another spread of 5 OSAs, and we have to worry about a Nanuchka, a Kinda, and another Nanuchka. So that's a potential additional 6 anti-ship missiles coming in. Now, what I'm going to do here is engage the, well, either the Nanuchka, but ideally the Kinda, and try and cripple their radars using Shrikes. Intercept missiles, or rather anti-radiation missiles, boarding or aboard these EA-6s. That's the plan. I'm going to come in low. I'm going to activate my offensive ECM. And, of course, they don't have the range. So that's why I'm going to go low over the water. I'm going to wait for this guy to be in position. And then we're going to make some noise. As for Gemini... Gemini, relative to this, can engage. So let's engage with... I don't know, 1 missile? The reason why I'm shooting 1 missile is this is a dense formation. That seeker cone is going to see about this. So maybe I can engage this OSA or the one in the back. But most likely they'll just all go for the same OSA if I launch a full spread right now. These OSAs also are... well, they are capable of defending themselves. They're just not very good at it. Okay. Range for use 40 miles, 36. I need you to close in a bit more. 41. 39, 38, 36. Excellent. Okay, move. Both of you. This attack is not meant to kill, it's meant to maim the enemy. I want to make them hurt. We're going to fly low, because I will potentially be in the air bubble. Actually, I'm not. They got a 16-mile missile range. The Nanuchkas don't have nearly that. They got 8 miles. Okay. Well, in that case, I can just fly at 1,000 feet. I don't have to sea skim. I don't have to worry about that at all. Nanuchka's getting jammed. Kinda's getting jammed. Where's my RA5 at? Here. Okay. So we have range. Let's send... yeah, I'm going to send all missiles into the Kinda. The Nanuchkas, they're somewhat capable, but not spectacularly so. Okay, we got missile launch. No, don't RTB just yet. I need you to maintain your position and jam these ships. Because the longer we can keep the jammers in place and the more noise we can make for their radar to deal with, the more likely our missiles are to hit. These are fast missiles coming in at almost 2,000 knots. Losing a bit of speed. There they are. Let's go. Knock out some radars. Looking good so far. At some point we're going to see burn through, and they will try and launch a missile at them. There's the chaff. There's the Sea Whiz. And... oh, you missed him! You flew right past it. Oh, come on! We did hit the Grozny at least once. I think we might have knocked out their surface search. But that's about it. There's no fire. There's no hefty damage. Results are as expected. So now we can go back home. This P3 was eyes in the sky, but I think I might be detecting these using the RA5. I'm not detecting with the RA5. Turn that on. Still not detecting them with the RE5. Really? That's interesting. I'm 40 miles out. How's the P3 detecting them? Is your sensor that much better? 150 miles versus RE5's 40 miles. Okay. So the P3 has a far better radar system. That'll make this a bit more difficult. Let's remove some of these range circles because I don't need all of them in play anymore. Clear up the display a little bit. So far, none of my sonar buoys have yielded any results, which works for me. I don't mind it. I would have loved to have knocked out their air search, because that makes all the difference in their ability to shoot down enemy cruise missiles. So, my anti-ship missiles. Unfortunately, we're going to have to go all the way back to base, land, resupply, then come back out there. Which is going to take me a lot of time. The F4s have landed. They have the ability to do seed themselves. So let's go with these. As for the rest, it's RE5s and the CS-46, so no change there. This P3 is capable of doing anti-surface warfare, but it will have to rearm, which I don't really want to spend time on, because it also means I lose my spotter. Here comes the harpoon. And down you go. Interesting that no other boats are actually trying to save their sister over there. That's fine. Okay, let's launch against another OSA. I'm gonna have to use, what, Gemini? Yeah. How quickly did these things sink? Not fast enough. What's my range? 50 miles. We have time. I can send these missiles piecemeal. It's fine. As for the other group, though. The other group... 66 miles out. 66, 68. Something like that. So they're almost into harpoon range. Which means, once these F4s are airborne, I can probably send some Shrikes after them. Knock out additional radar systems. And send all the harpoons after that Kinder. Then clean up the Nanuchka. In the meanwhile, we're going to have to do some additional ASW activity, because I haven't seen a submarine yet. There was a warning that there probably is one, though. So I'm a little concerned, and my ships aren't that great at dealing with submarines. I don't really have the weapons for that, so it's going to come down to the P3s in order to do that. It's almost like these guys are going to do a simultaneous takeoff. No, not quite. Okay, boys. New mission. We're gonna send some love towards the Soviets. Next spread of Shrikes is in the air. This time I'm targeting the Nanuchka and the Kinder. So I'm trying to blind more of these ships. And, well, I'm not sure what happened last time I targeted the Kinder with these Shrikes, but they just sailed between the masts. It's a bit weird. Also, there's no jamming this time around, so you're probably going to see one or more of these missiles get shot down. Because the Soviets can see them coming. Can they do something about it? No. Hit. But 3 others were intercepted. So, great. I hit one Nanuchka. And seemingly have knocked out part of their radar system. But they're definitely not eliminated yet. Those ES6s back yet? Yep, they're back. Good, so I can rearm those, send those boys right back out. Yeah, don't bother folding up your wings. We're going to rearm you right away. Stay on the runway, if possible. Unfortunately, I wandered into range of some of these SSN-9s. So these are the ones, if I'm not mistaken, sent by the Nanuchka. Yep. You can still see the smoke trails right behind it. So there's probably another spread coming in. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That lines up with one of these ships, because they got 6 tubes. So let's start shooting standard missiles right back at them. Arkansas engaging. Texas engaging. And of course, well, if they get really close, yes, I might be able to do something with a 76mm aboard the Gemini or the Aquila, but otherwise these ships are just going to have to kind of sit by and wait as the other ships actually do most of the work. Wait, you intercepted my missile? Did you really? We have intercepted at least one. Yep. There's Suez. The other guys really don't bother with Suez if they're not getting attacked. Oh, they got it. Hold on. Multiple hostile air. Where? Unknown. How are we doing? Still got 3 coming in. How many missiles we have? 24. 23. Ought to be sufficient. Even the guns are joining the fight now. It's gonna come down to it. We do have Suez. Port and starboard. 2 more left. How close are we to them? 40 miles, so they're definitely not in range yet. And yet, I do feel a bit stupid blundering into range of those additional missiles. Oh, give me another seat run. Launch. My F4s are coming back. Still, I have 2 coming missiles. Dangerous. Intercepted. I think we got them all. Good. Okay. Gemini still has 2 harpoons left. I'm going to just send them both, because these things keep getting intercepted, and I'm kind of done with it. So, send. And send. That means that the Gemini is out of missiles. I'm wondering if I should send her off to either absorb enemy missiles, or pull her away from the fight entirely, because there's not that much she can do. Not presently. I'm gonna tell this guy to go home. And start loading up on harpoons as well, because we might not have enough. Especially if you want to knock out that Kinda. Yeah, there's the rest of the SSN-9s. Arkansas should be able to intercept that. We carry another 42 missiles between the two of us. Good. That's enough. That's enough. If I'm not actively jamming these ships, sending 8 harpoons against them probably isn't going to do it. They'll probably knock those out. Wait, the Nunuchka died? Hold on a second. What exactly got you? Because I only hit you once with a Shrike, which is a fragmented warhead. I'm not sure how this guy died, but I think the Shrike might have had something to do with it. Unless it somehow had a missile explode in the tube. But that would be a new event. Anyway, that makes it easier to engage this surface group. Far easier. The A6s coming up. Takeoff in progress.
Birds away, track, set buoy away. Track 7099.
Okay, boys, let's go. There's still something out there. Go. 6,000 feet's enough. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 inbound. Potentially more. Has intercepted track. Okay, we still have him intercepted. That's good. The other one was also intercepted. 3 missiles. 3 left. Texas, preparing for further action. Range, 11 miles. Range, 8 miles. Hit. We got one. There's 1 incoming. 1 left. We're down to 9 missiles. Arkansas, down to 17. Arkansas engaged. Texas engaged.
9, 7.
1 missile each. And missed it. Missed it. This one might ring through.
Contact faded. Track.
If it does, it's gonna... Oh! Aren't you unlucky? Holy crap, dude. You saved Texas. But not in the way I was expecting. Well, that works for me.
Turn to
Unfortunately, it
course.
does not work for the
1,
civilian.
6,
Poor
1.
guy.
Hell my.
Got himself killed off by a missile that wasn't even meant for him. Oh well. Such is life. As for the life of these OSAs, their life expectancy is about to go down quite a bit.
0, 4.
We still got 2 of them left. That's annoying.
Track. 7,
You still have 8
0,
harpoons.
3. Is class contact faded. Track.
We're gonna have to resort to standard missiles if this continues to devolve into what we're doing right now. Yeah, I need to wait for those EA6s to come here. Then I can jam. I don't need to jam the OSAs, I need to jam the Kinda and get rid of that. As for the P3,
Contact
I
faded.
can't exactly pull that away because it's still on ASW. Sea state's good, it's calm weather, calm wind, so I'm not expecting any difficulties detecting subs. But we still got a long way to go. We're about here. So we still have 95 miles to sail. If I was a submarine, I'd probably be hiding somewhere over there, which is not a place I can drop sonar buoys at the moment. Courtesy of that Kinda, that will shoot me down. I'm going to keep the P3 a bit further back,
Turn 3.
and stay within my own sonar buoy net,
Turn to course. 1,
and,
0.
well,
Hell my.
wait for the P3 to come back, wait for the EA6s to come in, and then we're going to go again. As my EA6s are closing in, I'm noticing something interesting. The Kinda, oh never mind, he was no longer radiating, he now is. He just turned his radar on.
Track. 7, 0.
So he's getting jammed. The EA6s are both coming in, preparing to engage it, but it was quiet. This thing didn't have its radar on, and now it does. Potentially because the Nanuchka warned him. Or they might be noticing that they're getting jammed. Still got 1 OSA coming in. Poor merchant.
Roger.
Yeah,
TV.
I'm going to send 1 more harpoon after this.
Engaging track. 7, 0.
By now, the P3 is almost back at base. We got the missiles coming in. No, boys. No, 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 no.
Roger. Turn.
I do need you to jam the Kinda.
Engage track. 7, 0.
Preferably both.
7.
Hold on.
Turn. 1, 5, 9.
Make it very difficult for this guy to see anything coming in. Maybe I should have sent a missile after the Nanuchka. But hey ho, too late. Let's see. Coming in, 1500 knots. The more raiders we can knock out on the Kinda, the better. Because if they just have to rely upon the Nanuchka for defense, that's when I basically won.
On station.
If I then jam them, let's take a position from where my missiles will come.
Roger. Turn. 2, 0, 4.
There's chaff. We don't care about chaff. We're going for radiation, which is not part of chaff. Miniature course corrections, and yeah,
7, 0.
I think we hit the air search radar. Air search radar's been destroyed. The air search has stopped. That's exactly what I wanted to achieve. Okay, let's see if this is enough, because I really don't have that many missiles left. Got 5 harpoons there, and that's it. After that, we're down to standard missiles, and even those are running low. So, Salvo 8, which of course it can't do. Send it.
Bulldog away. Track. 7, 0, 2, 8. Bulldog
3.
away. Track. 7,
I do like these
0,
boats.
2.
They're very nifty. Very fast. Completely, completely harmless when it comes to self-defense. So their really only power is offense, and after that, it's running away. Okay, we're jamming. This ought to make it very difficult for these guys to see those missiles. That last OSA ideally will take 1 missile and succumb to that, because otherwise I have 4 incoming unship missiles. We have 16 missiles there, we have 8 missiles there, so I should be able to shoot it down. but it's really not something I want to bank on. Let's get that P3 up. I'm just going to do a strike. Whatever. We'll go with a couple of Mark 82s. It's a horrible option. But hey. I don't really think a GBU is going to cut it either. Alright, let's bring on the harpoons.
Contact faded.
Wait a second, I'm only seeing one? Where are my harpoons? The hell? I seriously launched a spread of 5. Why am I only seeing one? Is this the bug map again? Where some of your missiles aren't shown? They didn't dunk themselves into this merchant. Curious. Okay, this OSA is now engaging the missile. Unsuccessfully so. Thus far. Yeah, you're toast. Okay, so that's a nice artificial reef full of OSAs right now. EA6 is jamming. Missile's closing. Minochka is jammed. They have their, is that their surface search? Or is that their air search? I'm getting a little too close here. I really have no idea where the rest of those missiles went. Because I swore I was launching 5, and I saw them all depart. For this target here. So where they decided to end up beats me. But it's really bad news, because it means we're going to have to wait for the P3 or the bombing run to come out and deal with this Nanuchka and then the Kinda. And we still have a submarine to find. There's Chaff. He's not going for that. You can see there's no missiles coming up. Seawiz is trying. Without surface-to-air radar, or air search radar, he might not be able to launch any missiles anyway. Because he can't guide them. Yeah, we got a hit. Boom. Could be enough to finish the Kinda. Let's tell one to go home and one to stay. That P3 ready? Bloody hell, you still haven't landed yet. Okay, fine. Fine, I'll wait for you to land and then to come back. What I'm about to do is not the most recommended course of action. I am going to launch a bombing run against 2 ships. The good news is, one's getting jammed. The other one might not even need to get bombed. Because they're in a bad state anyway. So, nevertheless, we're going to go for an offensive action here. I'm going to fly low. Thus trying to evade their anti-air as much as possible. You're going to go for the Kinda, and you are going to go for the Nanuchka. There's no reason or way to set how many bombs you want dropped. It seems to be double or nothing. Works for me. EA6 is slightly out of position, arguably, because I should be using these aircraft to come in from the same vector. And yes, I am launching the P3. But I thought, well, the P3 is the safe way to go about it. Using F4s with just a couple of Mark 82s is the fun way to go about it. Seeing this is a game, why not? So, this is again something I wouldn't strictly recommend, but it is going to make for some ideally entertaining video. Okay, you're going to stay here. You're going to go for the Nanuchka, you're going to go for the Kinda. There go the drop tanks. Performing low level ingress. Have fun, boys. And have a safe trip.
Roger, turn 08.
This is going to be good. I'm going to speed it up a little here because I thought they'd be getting there a bit faster, but okay. Range, 7 miles. 6. That Nanuchka wants to fire? It's Probably gonna have to do it now. It's about to get a reception. There we go. Pop up. Coming up to 1,500 feet, 2,000, 2,500. We're now getting a radar warning. He's going in for a full bombing run. I'm gonna have to try and capture this. I'm apologizing for any pausing, but I mean this could make for an awesome thumbnail. Wow. Oh, ho, ho, ho. And then Nanuchka has also taken a couple of serious hits. I'm surprised the Kinda is still here. But it seems to be flooding very, very badly now. Go home. We can't see the Nanuchka anymore? Couldn't you get him on visual? I don't know, you're flying right next to it. He's still shooting though. Briefly. Oh, the Kinda's even shooting. That's aggressive. Nanuchka's dead. I'm surprised the Kinda has survived as long as it has, considering its fairly poor state of affairs. Okay. How long is it going to take to get there? About 3 hours. Right. There we go. Kinda eliminated. Okay, now we're going to have to do quite a bit of anti-submarine warfare. And after that, maybe there's another group popping up, but I kind of doubt it. So let's do some ASW as we make our way east. Something is about to happen, and I don't like it. I'm trying to stay a bit farther away from the shore, because if I was a coastal submarine, that's where I'd be. If I was a nuke boat, this is where I'd be. So I'm trying to sort of stay within this funnel. Changing course every now and then, changing speed, using active sonar, not detecting anything. But I sort of have detected something. If you are in the game at a maximum speed of 10 times time acceleration, that means there's a missile or a torpedo out there somewhere. There isn't a missile, or I would have detected that. So that leaves us with a torpedo. Now, I have found a new use for Gemini and Aquila. They're torpedo magnets. It's not a very honorary job, but it is an important one, because if these things sink, well, so be it. If my cruisers sink, I think the game won't really appreciate that. I think I'm going to get potentially a mission failure, which I do not want to have. As for this P3, it's almost empty. And I've got 5 buoys left. And I'm kind of waiting to see if there's a submarine torpedo getting picked up here, so that I can then drop the rest of the buoys there, or here, or wherever the torps happen to come from. It's a bit eerie, not really being able to do much. And waiting for the other P3 to get her. Thankfully it'll only take 10 minutes. But it's still scary that I cannot go faster than 10 times speed. There is also another way of looking at these scenarios. And this is where, of course, I could be screwing myself for future scenarios. The way that I'm looking at these scenarios is most players and most scenario editors go, okay, there's a group here, there's a group there, there's a group there. So that means all of these groups, let's say they all have their own place in the scenario. That means I'm not going to put a submarine there, I'm not going to put a sub there, I'm not going to put a zip there, I'm going to put a sub somewhere here. Because that's where the player hasn't gone yet. Let's say the area that hasn't been pacified yet. We have a couple of wake homers coming in. This is an enormous problem. I am going to sacrifice Aquila. I'm going to tell the Lone Star and the Arkansas to immediately turn around. And I'm going to draw a line back to where these things came from. Pause. Course 220, detract 180, leaves you with a course of 040. So here. Oh boy. I'm not sure Texas can turn around fast enough. We picked them up, what, 4 miles out? Okay. That's pretty good. Because this means it is... They'll have traveled a bit, That's one. And two, they still need more time to travel. Now, the 5365s, I think, have a range of 8 to 10 miles. So that also gives me sort of a search area. They were picked up, like, here. So, let's say they want to be launched within 5 miles. So the submarine is going to have to be somewhere here. Inside that bubble. That's my expectation. See if I'm right. Get over here. We're going to have to densen up this sonar buoy pattern. Because they're in there somewhere. As for Aquila, I'm not sure if these torps are active. I don't want to have this thing take the torp, but if I can try and distract the torpedo and then floor it at 48 knots, I can potentially... Yeah, the Aquila says there's a torpedo inbound. I'm not sure how you know. Maybe they've spotted it? Can I shoot them? No. I can outrun that torpedo. This thing does 45 knots. I can do 48. So I can outrun them, but I do need them to actually catch on to the Aquila right now. Ordered speed? 38 knots. Add flank. Otherwise I can't catch them. Lost the track. Get that other P3 in here quick. I think we might be making too much noise with the Aquila to still detect the torpedoes. So I might have messed it up here. Gemini, change course. Best speed. Order speed 32 knots. You're doing 31. I'll take it. Do we have anything that can distract them? No, just speed. Okay, run away. Just get distance on them. And after that, it's just sitting there and waiting. And hoping that you don't get hit. Which is horrible.
Torpedo in the water! Torpedo in the water!
Where? Aquila says there's a torpedo inbound. How can you tell? The only thing you have is a surface search radar and a Mark 1 eyeball. You don't have any additional sensors. Unless you're looking outside and going, huh, there's a torpedo in there. But I'd be very impressed if you could do that. It also says there's a torpedo inbound on the Aquila, but where? Art port. At flank. I'm going to turn this thing into one of those hydrofoils again. There. Interesting case. If a torpedo tries to attack this, will it actually succeed? Because there is very little hull in the water for that torpedo to attack. I don't know. This submarine, a Romeo, is proving to be very difficult to engage. He's also very difficult to detect, because I don't have him anymore. This is his last known position, and that's based off of a buoy that's only 0.8 miles out. So he's very close. And for some reason my planes are refusing to drop torpedoes. I'm not sure why. I have tried making several passes and they just refuse. They just refuse. They don't even have their bomb bays open. Even engaging the target by right-clicking it, they wouldn't do something. They wouldn't do anything. Engaging with the Texas itself is possible with Mark 46 torps, but it is very dangerous. Because it means I have to push the Texas into range. So right now, seeing as my P3s don't want to fight, I think I might have to go and just dodge the ship. Dodge the submersible. Which I guess I can do. Return to formation, we're just going like this. And move towards the exit. Come on, heading to waypoint, drop a torp. Maybe open your bomb bay doors. I think that would make things a little easier, especially safer. Get ready to drop. This is his last known position, that little cross. And he just veers off.
Contact faded.
I have no idea why.
Roger.
I don't think I can drop
Zero, Roger,
torps at 50 feet,
Roger. Roger. Turn 0.
but I'm willing to try.
Contact faded.
It is a bit frustrating that these P3s suddenly decide to, I don't know, go do something entirely different from what I've been told. Yeah, they're doing a drop from 300 feet. I really don't have helicopters, so I have no other delivery method for a Mark 46 Torp. The CH-46 can carry one. The EA-6 can't carry one. The P3s are the premier submarine hunters. There, it just veers off. I don't get it. Okay, fine. At least drop a couple more sonobuoys. So we can try and figure out where this guy is going. And then you can go back home. A lot later, to say I have the submarine contained would be a miss. This is where I thought the submarine was. This is where I detected him, that little X right next to it. At this point, I have no idea. I have been dropping sonobuoys everywhere. The distance between sonobuoys is 1.5 miles, 2 miles, sometimes even less than that. I mean, yeah. I'm not picking up any submarine. There's nothing out here. Not single sound has been detected. So, I don't know. It's a diesel electric. It has a few options. One, it can just kind of stay inside this grid here and decide that it's not really going to be successful in trying to chase me down. Two, it can try and chase me down. Which, against a cruiser, as well as the Gemini, which is doing 44 knots, and the Arkansas and the Texas are doing 31 knots, in a diesel-electric boat, good luck. You're never going to catch me. Option 3 is to snorkel, which might give it a slightly better speed, but it'll still have a really hard time trying to find me, and it would make noise. So I'm thinking it might have gone into some sort of evasion mode, and to that end I'm dropping sonobuoys in an increasingly bigger pattern, so that if he is indeed slipping east or south, I might be still able to catch him. That's the plan for right now. But this many sonobuoys and not a single peep from the guy? That's a little annoying. Very, very quiet submarine there, that Romeo. Finally, we got him. He's right there. Easy. 0.8 nautical miles away from a buoy. Now I just have to find one of my P3s. Tell it to go attack. I did send one of my P3s back home, because I was getting a little annoyed with it. And, well, let's say I have hopefully factory reset it. And it'll actually try and engage something right now. But against this submarine, I get if you're trying to turn away so that you can then turn back in. But this guy, for example, he should be turning directly for that sub. Still turning around. Range, 10 miles. It's like they put a waypoint, an invisible waypoint that is, away from the contact, turn around, and then head after it. Even though, arguably, I'd say they're in a pretty decent position to drop. There we go, he's come around. I'm gonna drop 2 torps on him from 2 slightly different vectors, that'd be nice. 3 miles. And he changed his course. Dude, what is your problem? You're not in collision avoidance mode. I believe that is not the case. There's the other P3. So are you gonna drop something? Nope, he changed his course. I'm not sure if it's this version of the game, like 104, or if it's something else, but they just refuse to drop torps. At all. And I know that there's a minimum range for it, yes. I can engage within a minimum range, I get that. But they're doing all sorts of weird shit. Like, it's pretty simple, right? Engage contact. They don't have a... Well, it's not like they have a whole host of weapons to pick from. I don't think it has to do with time acceleration either, because I have dropped with 10 times speed before. They're just being weird about it. Come here.
Roger, turn. Roger, turn. 1, 2.
Come here. Prepare to drop.
3, 5.
I don't know, give me a salvo of 8. Let's go nuts. And they just change.
Roger, RTB.
Okay. Well, you've expended most of your buoys. You can go home. This is the one that did touch the airfield again, so I was hoping it was reset. No such thing.
Engage track.
Yes, I get it. Target too far. But if you just maintain your course, maybe we can fix that.
Roger, go to altitude 30. Roger.
Maybe we can actually get you to where you need to go.
Engaging track 7. 1.
Target too far.
7.
Well, whatever. I guess we'll just have to race to the exit. It's a less than satisfactory way to complete the mission, because I want this guy dead. But if my aircraft won't engage, we'll just have to skip it. Unfortunately, I was not able to catch the sub. This had to do with my P3s being unable to drop their ordnance. This is apparently a known bug in this current version of the game. And the devs, I assume, are working on it, because no working P3s, only dropping sonobuoys and not dropping torps, is rather unacceptable. Anyway, that means this video and this scenario has come to an end. I really want to thank the creator for it. I enjoyed the mission. You can find it linked down below in the description. Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comments. If you have any scenarios that you think I should try out, by all means, let me know down below in a comment as well. And I shall see you soon on the high seas for more sea power.